So I know it's been a while since anyone has seen or heard from me. I mean, it's not entirely true. I was in Las Vegas for the Vegas Valley Comic Book Festival last weekend, and you probably saw or heard from me either there or on one of the TV news channels or in the Review Journal or some other media outlet. But not here, not in video, not in a video blog, not on YouTube, not on Facebook, probably. I just finished moving. This was like a 2 week ordeal. And when I say 2 week ordeal, I mean it was like 2 weeks with of that weekend in Vegas broken up and very rushed. And I mean, the big move itself took one day, but there was a lot of like small moves over a course of days. And anyone who moves knows that moving is the worst. But we're mostly settled in now. We're in my new home office here, which is still not entirely completely set up, but at least there's cool stuff like this guitar rack back here and some very interesting lighting, which I think you can see. I'm actually shooting this on a new piece of equipment. It's a Panasonic Lumix GH4, not the newest model. The newest model is the GH5, I think, but the GH4 is pretty awesome. I haven't been able to really take it for a spin yet. I've been looking at it for a long time, and I was finally able to acquire it recently, used in really good shape, thankfully. So this has been a weird week. Stan Lee died, as probably all of you know. He was the longtime editor and publisher and president at Marvel Comics throughout the 60s and 70s. The co-creator of, Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, pretty much everything you've been absorbing via TV and movies for like the last 15, 20 years. Along with people like Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko and Bill Everett and John Romita and his brother Larry Lieber, because Stan Lee was not always Stan Lee, he was Stan Lee Lieber at some point. That hit me kind of surprisingly hard. I mean, I've only met him a few times. This was someone who was a great influence on my life, both artistically and kind of just in an overall approach to being awesome all the time. And I mean, it's questionable how awesome he was, but there's no question of his influence and impact on the world of pop culture and on a lot of individuals like me who were inspired to get into writing and comic production, and also it's just marketing. I mean, that was his thing. Like, whether or not he was a great writer can be debated, but he was definitely a huckster. He was good at selling the Marvel brand and in later years the Stan Lee brand. And, he was 95, lived a long, full life, a life that many of us could, only hope to have half as full. It's just been a weird month. It's just been a weird time. The moving's really, it's screwed everything up. So I haven't worked on Parkway Broken Dreams in a few weeks because of the move and the comic book festival, and I knew that. And I'm hopefully going to be getting the ground back under my feet. The crowdfunding campaign was exhausting. As you guys know, I've talked about it before, I've written about it before. It's surprising how much recovery there is required for me to get back into the swing of things. I shot a ton of interviews a couple weeks ago, and I haven't even had time to go through that footage yet. Basically, what's happening next is booking all the travel for the remaining interviews that need to get done, which are almost all outside of the Las Vegas, Los Angeles area. It's a little rough because the holiday season's coming up. I was hoping to have principal photography done by the end of the year. It's probably going to spill over into January. It just is what it is. Thankfully, I had no specific timeline set up. I just had a goal for myself to get that stuff done by then. And then once that's done, and kind of in the progress of that being done, it's a lot of reviewing and transcribing and working toward getting a rough cut. There's a lot of other stuff in the middle, a lot of things that we raised money for in the campaign, like new editing equipment and just a lot of legal stuff. All those things are going to be happening kind of in the background. But I want to get back to the fun stuff. It's going to be a little rough because next week I'm going to be out of town most of the week. Going to New Orleans with family and friends, and that's a good thing. But again, like, all this stuff was kind of pre-planned months and months and months ago, and just trying to kind of schedule all the film work in between all of that, and then all of my regular work, of course. So that's what's happening. I know it doesn't sound very exciting. I really want to spend some time getting to know this new camera. I haven't taken it out for a spin yet, really. Thankfully, there's a lot of nice scenery near where I live, close to a beach, close to piers, close to a marina, close to a lot of other things that are just nice to shoot. So hopefully I can find some time the next week or two in between the travel and everything to take the camera through the motions and really learn everything there is about it. I don't need it for the documentary work. I mean, I did buy it to be able to do some secondary camera stuff without having to hire an additional shooter, which is an upfront investment for back-end cost savings. I've been shooting primarily on my Canon Vixia, and that's the look that's been established for the primary interviews for the film, so I'm going to keep that. You'll notice this has a little bit of a more shallow depth of field. There's probably a nice soft blur to the background here. It's definitely a much more robust, much more powerful camera. It shoots 4K. So I'm looking forward to getting a lot more out of this camera for other projects that are a little more filmic. So hopefully I can get to those projects after the first of the year and after I'm done with principal photography for the documentary. I'm sorry if I seem tired. I'm seriously I'm still in a daze from all of this moving stuff, and I still have so much to do, and I've got to pack tonight because I'm going to Vegas for a few days for work stuff. So yeah, there you go. There's my low energy video blog. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise I'll have more energy next time. My dogs have been going nuts ever since this move. It's crazy. I'll tell you about that next time. Ask me about my dogs. Ask me about my dogs.